vital reproductive health care, sex education, and information to millions of women, men, and young people worldwide. Do you support Planned Parenthood?
I would not reduce any funding for Planned Parenthood. They do so many good things, including screenings. They help to save women's lives. Besides, it's already a federal law that says that no funds can be used for abortion. Okay? So, leave Planned Parenthood alone, please. Please, can we just do that? Can we just leave them alone and just focus on some things that we need to do collectively together? Okay?
Given your diverse religious and academic background, do you find it difficult to act as a champion for the separation between church and state? How does your religion influence your political views, or does it at all?
Good question, good question. I do support separation of church and state. My faith is something personal to me. And the way that I use my faith is that when my faith says treat people kindly, I try to treat people kindly. When my faith says be honest, tell the truth, be truthful, okay, I tell the truth. When my faith says be honest in your dealings with other people, I do that. So I use my faith in order to try to treat other people like I would want to be treated. But I would not ever, I do not believe that my faith should be legislated through the government and then other folks made to follow it. I don't. So I believe that if I just live my faith out, if I just be honest, tell the truth, treat people kindly, that's the greatest thing that I could ever do. Because whenever faith is forced upon people, it's not faith at all. It's not. So if we can just live out our lives, live out our faith, and just let that be that, and then let other people around us make their choice. Okay?
Do you support a version of the DREAM Act which would allow illegal immigrant students to be protected from deportation and also apply for and receive U.S. residency if they meet specific criteria, such as good moral character, enrolled in an education program, etc.?
Yes, I do. I do support the DREAM Act. My only wish is that it could be a part of a much broader federal immigration reform package. We have to have a federally based immigration reform package. And this act needs to be part of it. Okay, so yes, I do support that. What we need to do in order to finally solve this immigration problem, number one, we need to pass legislation from the federal level, like the Constitution mandates. These state immigration laws do not work. They make things worse on our states. They make things worse on our citizens. It needs to be from the federal level. Besides, states don't have enough money to carry out immigration reform. They can't do it, folks. That's why we need the federal government. So it needs to be done from the federal level. Number two, we need to carry out the laws that are already in place. We already have laws, folks. We already have them. They're not being carried out, okay? We just need to take the laws that are already on the books, and we need to carry those laws out, which means that the state and the federal government have to work hand in hand. They need to work together. So far, Alabama and our federal government are working against each other. They're working against each other. And now that our state is actually rounding up people that they are supposed to pass through the federal government to be taken out of the state. Now that our federal government says we're not going to do it anymore. So what's happening to all of these illegal immigrants now? They're in jail cells. They're in jail cells. Okay? And when they're in jail cells, who pays for the food, clothing, shelter, the health care? Who pays for all that?
We do.
It's us. It's us. It's us. So now we made a bad problem worse by taking people off of the street or out of fields who were at least buying their own food, their own clothing, their own shelter, and their own health care, and now we're paying for it. So that's not helping, folks. It's simply not helping at all. So we need federal-based immigration